Welcome to the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. Each week, Aaron connects melodies and memories with fans and artists from all genres of life. When all else in life is gone, only music will be left to leave the legacy of life's adventures. Please welcome your host for the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, Aaron Shriver.
I'm rocking the shirt tonight. Gotta do it. What's up, guys? This is kind of like an odd this Friday night, but we decided to do a quick little pop-up show. I mean, hey, I ain't got nothing to do. It's my weekend right now, too. I don't go back to work Sunday, so I figured I'd grab some of my buddies and have them come out and sing a couple songs for you tonight and hang out. And I wanted to go ahead and bring out a special host for tonight. He was supposed to play live tonight. That's why I'm kind of sitting in front of my stage because we were supposed to have some people on the stage tonight, but with this thing just growing and everything else, it's just best to honestly stay your asses inside, everybody. So if you don't have to leave, don't leave. Yeah, I definitely had to rock the shirt, guys. I see it in the chat. So I had to break it out a little early, you know. First time I got to rock it, so I'm glad. And it's a good day because, I mean, just the new album dropped today. So before I jump into everything and we get going and rolling with everything, let's bring Trevor on. I know he's anxious. Oh, look at it. It's a little. I was gonna try to rock the.
I got the blue too, man.
Yeah, we gotta rock the blue. Blue always looks good. Right, turn that thing off. So what's going on, man?
What's good, my friend?
Staying safe at home?
Yeah, doing the quarantine thing. It's like Groundhog Day over here.
That's funny. See, I actually get the leave for what 4 days a week, so that ain't too bad. So,
yeah,
look at you wearing
nice new job you got going on.
What was that?
So it's a nice new job you have going on.
Yeah, I can't argue with the new job. It's pretty nice. So, yeah, so you and Joey, we're gonna come out tonight. You're in a band called Saddlebrook. If you guys want to look them up, check them out online, Facebook, everywhere. They cross around everywhere when they actually are allowed to play shows. And so when do you think you're going to be able to play a show again? Like maybe August?
Man, I have no idea. A lot of our dates have been canceled and more are being canceled. So it's, I don't know. I really don't know what the timeline looks like. All I know now is that really the only thing we can do is go online and do some acoustic videos and do some Facebook Lives and kind of do podcasts like these. So yeah, right. It's really cool that we've got, this platform to come out and be able to do this kind of thing.
And tonight's going to be fun. I mean, we got a hell of a good lineup tonight. I mean, we got Singleton kicking it off here in a couple minutes. I'm still waiting for him to log in.
And I can't wait. That's awesome.
So, yeah, he's going to kick everything off. I mean, normally he closes things off, but tonight we're going to have him kick off. Good buddy of mine. I got to meet him years and years and years ago outside of Jackson, Tennessee. He was just playing little bars around in the area and one hell of a songwriter. So if you guys have heard anything on country radio in the last 10 years, you've probably heard a Singleton song. So what's your favorites? Do you have any favorite Singleton songs?
Oh, myself, man. He's got so many, but I think Watching Airplanes for me. I mean, Gary Allen, he's one of my all-time favorites. So having him on and be able to talk to him and, kind of find out more about that song is something I've been really looking forward to.
They had one. I mean, he probably doesn't even remember. I don't even remember the name of it. He probably doesn't even remember it. But there's a song that he mentioned, Milwaukee. Uh-huh. It was, man, how did it go? I saw Lori in the chat, I thought, or Lori's name pop up. But it was, I'll never go back to Milwaukee, or I'll never go back to Kentucky because my horse always finds a way to lose. I'll get back to you, I think. Get back with you, I think it was called. I don't know, man. I'd have to look it up on my computer.
What you're talking about, dude.
No, I'm trying to think of the lyrics. I'm trying to put the lyrics together, but come on, Lori. I see you in the chat. What was that song that they used to play way back in the day? I don't know. She's in the chat though. Yeah, Jackson was fun. So I don't know. I'll bug him later on about it when we get him on. But it was a fun time. We used to have fun back in Jackson, Tennessee with these guys. And it was one of the coolest bands too. I remember one time, I don't know, Trevor, I think I've showed you the video. We actually sweated our asses off like 100+ degrees on a rooftop in Nashville and did a music video with them. And it was a lot of fun. It was tons of fun. We got our like little handheld cameras that we got to shine around to everybody. So, but it was cool. I mean, the video is still out there on YouTube, but
Those rooftop bars, man, those can be pretty crazy.
I forgot what bar it was. It's right next to Kid Rock's or whatever now.
I swear it's changed so much in the past, like however many years, man. Like I can't keep track of what bars are there and what.
Can you imagine right now? It's a ghost town.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, yeah, man. So, who you? I mean, I know you're looking forward to hearing Jonathan play here in a few minutes, but
yeah, for sure.
What else, man? I know you went down and checked Skyelor out one time down in Nashville, right?
Yeah, man. I got to see him one time, and I'm looking forward to talking to him about that. You know, just basically because you told me about him, I had no clue who he was, and we get down to Nashville and see him playing. So that was that guy's really good, man, really good and unique. You know, like you go down on Broadway and you see a lot of the same songs, a lot of the cover songs going over and over again, and then you get Skyelor coming through, and you're like, it's like, you know how they do on American Idol or any of those shows where they say, "Hey, make these songs your own," and he does that. You know, so that was really cool to see that.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like the first time I ever really got, I mean, well, I saw Skyelor open up for Jonathan a couple years ago, but then I went and saw him on Broadway one night, and dude, he rocked it, and he started playing a reggae version of Springsteen. I was like, "What is this?" I'm like, "This guy, this is different." I'm loving it. So, but all right, let's see.
Yeah.
Now, if anything, I'm going to log out here in a few minutes. If anything happens and you lose me, I'll be back in. I promise you. But this site, you'll be logged in, and I'm going to turn things over to you here in a couple minutes, man. Are you ready? Are you getting anxious?
For sure, man. For sure. I appreciate doing this. This is cool how you asked me, and I know that you were thinking about doing a few more of these down the road too. So.
Yeah. Well, to see how this one goes and make plans and try to do it. So I know you used to do a lot of interviewing at the Rave People's Ballroom here. Outside of Milwaukee, or in Milwaukee, actually. So that's why I kind of want to bring you on tonight, and I thought you'd be a good host at all this.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, working at the Rave in Milwaukee, I mean, what a cool venue. I used to do a lot of interviews where the artists would be playing that night, so I'd either interview them before or after, and it was pretty cool to be able to talk to some of these guys.
There was that song starting to play too. I think that wasn't it. I was trying to pull it up earlier, and I was just clicking shit on my computer.
I was like, "What is that?"
I don't think I have it in my computer anymore. It's grayed out. So, dude, it's not the song I was thinking of, but "If It Was My Dream" is one of the really good ones we used to do. I don't know. I'd have to ask him one of these days what that other one was.
So this is from back in the day when he was playing, and you were
yeah,
bars, right?
Yeah. This is when I first really started listening.
No wonder why you can't remember this stuff, Aaron.
I think it was like 2007, 2008 was when some of these songs that I was listening to were out, because he used to play a lot in like the Tupelo, Mississippi area, Jackson, Tennessee, Oxford, Mississippi, Memphis, all those areas. So, but yeah, it was really cool, man. They had the video we did was Look Who's Back in Love. I'm pretty sure was the video we did, but then probably Just Time was one he had. And a couple of these were cut by, I think, what was it? Randy Dunn, or I think Dunn recorded.
Ronnie Dunn?
Yeah, Ronnie Dunn recorded a couple. And then Chris Cagle had a couple of them too.
Oh, wow.
You go ask him about him. We'll get him on here for you in a minute.
Yeah,
but
Chris Cagle, man, that's a name I haven't heard for a minute.
Yeah, Chris Cagle is always a good one. So, all right, Trevor, I'm going to turn it over to you. And I'm going to bring your first guest on here in a minute, and we're going to get things rolling, and I'm going to start sharing and have fun. So I'll actually talk to you at the end of the show, man.
All right, man.
All right, good luck with everything, dude.
For sure. All right, guys. Well, Jonathan Singleton should be on here in just a minute or so. A little bit more about myself. My name is Trevor McCallister. I'm originally from Kenosha, Wisconsin, and now I live in Racine, but I've lived all over the place. I was in the military, lived down in Tucson, Arizona, and I got into music down there and started a band when I got home. And from there, started playing a lot of music, and I met Trevor, our buddy Aaron here, and we've become pretty close friends. And he started this podcast and kind of asked me to join. So I've been looking forward to it. And some of these guests on here, man. He had Ray Scott last week. I mean, to be able to talk to Ray Scott and hear him play live for you and taking requests, and I mean, that's pretty awesome. So let's bring Jonathan on here and see what he's up to. Jonathan.
Hey.
How you doing, bud?
Just great, man. You okay?
I'm doing all right. You guys staying sanitary and washing your hands over there?
Man, we are. We're staying sanitary. We're just, covering everything with alcohol, so you don't have to worry about it too much.
Yeah, for sure, man. I just got back from the grocery store and we were wiping everything down. Like, you don't know what to do, but we're just trying to do the best we can with staying as clean as possible these days.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's all going to be okay. We just got to give it some time, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, having downtime like this is a pretty cool thing to have podcasts and ways to be able to talk to guys like you. So, what have you been up to during this? Now that you kind of stay at home, or?
Yeah, man. I guess that was that 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was about 3 weeks ago, I'd say.
3 weeks ago, I went to I wrote here on a Thursday, and Friday I went and picked up all my studio stuff, and I came back here and started trying to set it up and get ready to do whatever it was we were going to do, which for me turned into doing a Ray Fulcher. I got about 6 songs done on Ray Fulcher's new record, and I'm just kind of doing everything here, man. I kind of play everything, and I send him stuff. We don't have vocals on anything yet because we can't get together yet. But we're working on that, trying to figure out how we're going to do that. So I'm just kind of getting tracks ready and records. And I did Kenton Bryant's today. I'm working on another girl named Jenna LeMaster that's awesome. What else have I done? I've done a couple demos in between. I haven't written that much, man, because I just can't. I'm having a hard time writing on, like, as if it's not already weird enough to write songs for a living. Like, now we're going to write on Zoom or this thing or whatever. And what are we going to write about? You know what I mean? We were going to write a good hanging out song. Feels so odd to me.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
Like, I'm not sure what to write. So, and not to mention I have plenty of songs. So if somebody's going to cut a song, maybe it's time to dig in the back catalog. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. When the motivation or not know what to write about, that's good to have those in your back pocket.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah. A couple of questions off the bat, man.
Sure.
Congrats, actually, on Beer Never Broke My Heart.
Thanks.
That's wicked cool that you're able to get that thing in there with Luke Combs. Can you tell us a little bit about how that song came to be, or how you guys wrote that out?
Sure, man. Well, me and Luke have been buddies for a long time, man, and we kind of started 50 Egg Music around Luke. He was the first guy that we signed to that thing, and now he's part owner in the publishing company, or whatever you want to call it now. I don't know if you can call anything just a straight publishing company. We do a lot of stuff, and he does a lot of stuff, and so we're partners in that thing now. But so we've been writing for a long time, and we were out on the road. It was his first kind of, like, he's getting famous, like he's starting to try to figure out how he can walk to the bus to the club without getting mauled, sure, like that kind of thing, So we were out writing, me and him and Randy Montana, and and he had the idea of Beer Never Broke My Heart. He shot us like 3 song ideas before the day got real busy, which was like radio, doing fans, doing meet and greets, doing all this stuff, because it kind of kicked in like that gap for an artist on that new, like, they're trying to figure out how to do radio, how to do meet and greets, how to do, people want to meet them. Like, it's crazy for them at that time, and that was that time for him. So he had Beer Never Broke My Heart, something else that he ended up cutting, and I can't remember the third idea. And so we kind of beat around real quick. I had my computer, and I was kind of building tracks, which I'm building tracks different than what everybody else is building. Like, they're kind of like, band tracks instead of like, loop-de-loops and shit,
Sure,
whatever
sure.
they do. Anyway, so we kind of started working on it. We kind of got a chorus sussed out, and me and Randy kind of wrote like place mark verses for it, which was like, largemouth bass broke my line, and it's like, okay, we'll take these things and we'll make them better, better, like is an odd word for country songs, because we got done with those, and Luke came back and he's like, dude, I love that. Like, what else are you gonna say? Like, that's what we should be saying, is like these kind of obvious, awesome beer drinking lines in the songs. We were done, man. We didn't spend a whole lot of time on that thing, but Luke was in between, back and forth in the bus, and as he would walk by, I'd be like, hey man, how about this verse line? And I'd sing it to him. Oh yeah, man, I love that. And he'd back out on the bus to meet somebody else, and then he'd come back again. We go, how about this for a second verse? He's like, this, and he, oh yeah, man, that's cool. I love that. And that's how we wrote that song. And
Oh, man,
we had no idea that we had written a big, but Luke was smart enough. Sorry, man, I got spit.
No, go for it.
Luke had, he was hoping that his thing was going to be as big as it was, so he knew, or he hoped at least, that he needed that big giant like stadium song for his tour.
The anthem, right?
The anthem, and man, we were lucky enough to be there that day while he was in the midst of. He would have wrote it with somebody, and me and Randy were just lucky enough to be there while he was writing. He's such a student of country music, man. It's awesome because he's a fan. Like, he's still a
Sure.
fan. He's a giant fan of. Eric Church number one, but like everybody else too. And he takes these cues from those guys, and he knows what songs in the line that he needs to have those songs. Like, he knows.
Right.
And man, there's a thin line in between. Sorry, man, and I'll get deep and I'll talk about this all night. But
no, that's good. That's what we're here for.
There's a thin line in between, like, being brilliant and being a fan of music. You know what I mean? Like, he knows what he wants his guys that he loves to sing on stage, because he was just there like 2 years ago.
Sure.
Standing in the front row waiting on those guys to come out. So, dude, that's a blessing, and he's awesome, man. He's great. He could sing the phone book, and I'd buy it. He's one of the best singers in town, and I'm super proud to be part of that thing, man. And Beer Never Broke My Heart. Like, how do you not write that song? As soon as he said the title, I was like, yep, that's what we're doing.
How has this not been written?
Yeah, how has it not been written? Yeah, I love those titles.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when you're obviously, he's got some help. He's got these seasoned songwriters there with him. So when he's just starting out, does someone like that want to surround themselves with guys like you who've just been around and know the process? And I mean, does that help for him to do that, or is it does he do things on his own quite a bit too?
No, man. I mean, I think sure. I mean, guys like me are not for everybody. You know what I mean? I think more than guys like me are not for everybody. Everybody else are not for guys like me and Randy, and we kind of pick and choose the guys we bet on. And then at that point, it's just up to them and us to try to figure out a version of that works.
Right.
Like, and not to change them too much. What is the problem? Like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems in Nashville. There's a lot of problems with country music. Problem number one is that we pick these guys who are awesome, whether or not it's something off Facebook or Instagram, or we saw them at a bar or whatever, and then we inevitably 2 years down the road, those artists come out and they're completely different than what we saw at that bar or on Facebook or on Instagram.
Sure.
And so, I mean, we kind of pride ourselves in meaning me and Randy Montana and Eric Dillon and Shane Miner and Dan Isbell and some guys like that, Rob Snyder, Channing Wilson, on not changing those things, like finding the things that are working and propping those things up, and not changing what they're doing, like just trying to make it better, trying to get them good lyrics, or trying to get them whatever they need,
Right.
So yeah, I mean, guys like me, I guess is an odd phrase. I don't know. You know, there's some guys you can hook up with, and next thing you know, you sound like everybody else. You know,
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I had a lot of wine, so I'm sorry.
Hey, here. Cheers, brother. Cheers. I got one too. So Aaron's texting me right now asking if there's any way we can get you to play a song for us.
Sure, man. I'd love to. What do y'all want me to do,
Oh man, that's exciting. Let's see here. Why don't we look at the chat here and see if anyone's got a request for you. One thing that I love is the fact that your first hit was Washing Airplanes.
Yeah.
That song, man, my girlfriend and I still to this day will go to the airport and sit there and we'll jam the song and we'll hang out, man. It's a cool hangout song and it's a good anthem itself.
That's awesome.
Yeah, love that song. Absolutely love that song.
Thanks, man. I mean, I'd do that one. You want me to do that one?
If you don't mind, man, I'd love to get a request in there and hear that one.
I'd love to, man.
Thank you.
Love to. Let's see. You hear me there?
Absolutely.
I hadn't sang today. I just now realized. So I might hack and cough a little bit in between this, man.
Hey, that's all right. We're far enough away.
Sitting out here on the hood of this truck, looking up at a caramel colored sunset sky. Checking my watch, doing the math in my head, counting backwards when you said goodbye. Well, those runway lights are getting brighter, and I'm just sitting out here watching airplanes take off and fly, trying to figure out which one you might be on and why you don't love me anymore. And I'm just sitting out here watching airplanes. Well, I would have lied, I could have cried, I should have tried harder, done anything to make you stay. And I wonder what you do if you looked out your window, saw me running down the runway, just like I was crazy. That fence is too high, so am I. And I'm just sitting out here watching airplanes take off and fly, trying to figure out which one you might be on. And why you don't love me anymore. By now I know you're 30,000 feet above me, but a million miles away, a million miles away. By now I ought to act like you don't love me. But I'm just sitting out here watching airplanes take off and fly, trying to figure out which one you might be on. Why You don't love me anymore. And I'm just sitting out here watching airplanes go by. Yeah, I'm just sitting out here watching airplanes, baby, gone Am I still there?
You are still here, my
All
friend.
right.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing.
Oh,
Thank you
thanks,
so
man.
much. Wow.
Thanks, dude. I can't see myself, so which is kind of awesome because it throws me off when I can see myself. I've done quite a few of these now. It's like when I can see myself, I feel weird. I get the weird like, yeah.
No, that was awesome. And you know, the first line of that song is what got me connected to that song. Sitting out here in the hood of this truck, looking up at a caramel-colored sunset sky. Did you come up with that? How did that come to be?
I did not, man.
Okay.
Jim Beavers and I wrote that song, and me and Jim ended up writing "Why Don't We Just Dance?" and God, man, we had a few. I can't remember them right now. I know "Why Don't We Just Dance?" and shoot. Oh, Don't, Billy Currington, Don't. We had
Oh, okay.
that. But this was like the early me writing songs, which would have been 14 or 15 years ago. And I was trying to get a single for my record that I was putting out, and Jim had this idea about what you just said. Like people go out to he asked me, he was like, "Man, did y'all ever go out to the airport and watch airplanes take off?" And I was like, "No, we didn't even have an airport. Like Cedar Grove, Tennessee, there was no airport." But I was like, "I know what you're talking about." And he had written down, he had a piece of paper, and it had down in the middle of it, it had, "I'm just sitting out here watching airplanes," and at the top it said, "Sitting out here on the hood of this truck, looking up at a caramel colored sunset sky." And so I'm with you, man. I fell in love too immediately. Like I was like, dude, that is beautiful. It's great. I immediately see it. I know exactly what's happening, and I know what's going to happen for the rest of the song. All we got to do is not fuck it up now, you know.
Right.
And he already had that written down, man. I thought, how cool, caramel colored sunset sky, and that was about the time of that. What was the Tom Cruise movie and Gwyneth Paltrow? Something Sky.
Vanilla Sky, right?
Vanilla Sky. So
Yep.
that was around that time, and I thought, well, how interesting, man, that we're calling it something else, you know, like. And I think Gary was the same way too, and Gary Allen, and I think it said something about being high, and he loved that too.
Sure. Now, did you guys have Gary Allen in mind when you're writing that song, or is that like something that just came to be?
Just at the end, because I know he was cutting at that time, and man, for me at that time, I had no idea what somebody cutting meant or somebody getting the song on hold or anything. I'd never had any of that. Like
Wow.
Watching Airplanes is my first song that I got on hold, my first song that I got cut, my first number one, everything, like first everything. So
Wow.
I had no idea, but Jim knew, and Jim was real smart, and how great it to back, like looking back on it now, that they put a new guy with a guy who knew what was going on, because I was just, I mean, throwing shit against the wall, you know, like I'd had this rock band, and I thought, well, how neat would it be if we did this chromatic bridge, and how neat would it be if we did a key change and things like that. And Jim was just kind of molding all of that into commercial radio, you know. But what was the question? I veered off from that, from the question.
I think you.
Hey, hang tight. I think we just lost Trevor. What's up, man?
Hey, you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me, Jonathan? I think I lost Trevor. Hello? Can you hear me? Hey, man, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. What happened?
I don't know what happened. We lost Trevor for a second. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. You doing okay?
I'm
Look at
doing
your
good,
setup
man.
back there, man. You got all your stuff set up. It looks
I mean, yeah,
awesome.
that's a little corner.
Yeah. So
So
you got like a 8x8 corner that
yeah, right. No,
Lori
this
lets you
actually
have. And,
right behind me is my little acoustic stage I have in my basement. But so I
oh
have a
yeah,
little
I've seen
acoustic
that
stage
before.
down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, let me see if I can get Trevor back. I don't know what there he is. Let's see. I
Oh
think
hey,
he's
what's
going
up,
now.
dude? Oh, I'm in there.
There we go. Now he's back.
Am I back?
Hey, and I can see everybody now. That's awesome.
All right, I'm going back and hiding. I'll give it back to Trevor. Sorry.
All right. I have no clue what happened just there. My bad, man.
What were we talking about, Trevor? Do you remember? I can't even
Technology.
remember.
I think just about the song "Watching Airplanes." Let's see. Well, I'm gonna move on to another question real quick, if you don't mind.
I love it.
So
I'm gonna
back
get
then,
another dip if that's all right. Is that okay?
that is okay.
All right.
So when you were first starting out, I read somewhere that Eric Church's wife, Catherine, was one of the people that kind of hooked you up,
Yeah.
maybe with introducing you to people.
Yeah.
Can you tell me kind of how that went down, or?
So there was a guy in Nashville, Eddie Gore, and he was cutting a bunch of stuff, and he was trying to produce records, and he was a great engineer and great producer and everything else, and he was kind of in with Ilya Tashinsky and some of those guys that played on Eric's early records, and he got introduced to Catherine Blassingame, who's Catherine Blassingame Gooch Church,
Sure.
and who was from West Tennessee, which I'm also from West Tennessee. So I was very excited to meet her when it came up, and so we all went to a meeting together, and I played 4 or 5 songs, and Catherine was kind of into that, and at that time she was working for Dan Huff with a publishing company called Diver Dan,
Okay.
and it immediately switched over to Crosstown Music, which Catherine worked at for a little bit, but Eric was kind of like getting legs at that time, And I don't know if anybody knows this, but Catherine is pretty smart. She might be a whole lot smarter than Eric is, and so she had kind of started, working with Eric a whole lot more and doing less of the publishing stuff, and but I did end up signing a publishing deal and a record deal with Catherine and Dan Huff and those guys in that form of that company, and Catherine about maybe 4 or 5 months later quit to go work with Eric
Mhm.
and just kind of stay out with him all the time and kind of run his world there, and which he's still doing and doing it brilliantly, and I still talk to her all the time, and she's awesome, and I love her and Eric, and me and Eric had the same manager, the same lawyer, the same, as far as we were concerned, Catherine both telling us what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing, and man, I bet we played. There's no telling 300 gigs with Eric. I mean, there was 2 or 3 years where we did everything he did,
Wow.
and just got to kind of watch him figure all of that out. We went to the stadium show last year in Denver
Uh-huh.
and saw that big version of what we used to see on little tiny stages with, 500-600 people, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy, and we still, Eric's got a little spot up here. We're in Ashland City, and they've got a spot not far from here, so we just did Halloween with them, and we still hang out with them all the time, and they're awesome people, man, and just musical people. And then I got to write with Eric when he did that North Carolina trip, that
Yeah.
last one up in Elks Banner Elk, and
Oh, wow.
cut all those songs, and we wrote 3 songs in 2 days, and he's just great, man. He's great. He's an awesome guy, and Catherine is Catherine might be more awesome than Eric is.
The brains behind the operation.
Yeah.
Well, man, that's awesome. I love to hear those kind of things. Can we only have a couple minutes left here with you, Jonathan. And thanks again for hanging out. Is there any way we can get you to play 1 or 2 more?
I'd love to, man. You tell me what to do.
All right.
Do it.
Well, Aaron here.
What's Aaron say?
Aaron, what do you want to hear, bud? Let's see. He's saying. He's typing right now. Red light.
Red light. Oh my goodness, man!
Aaron's...
I have not done that one in a little while. Okay. Okay. We'll be figuring it out together. Let's see.
Hey, no worries, man.
So this is how it ends. This is where it all goes down. This is what I don't love you feels like. It ain't the middle of the night. It ain't even raining outside. This ain't exactly what I had in mind. Goodbye. And a red light in the sunshine on Sunday. Nothing to say, don't even try. Some coming home, some leaving town while my world's crashing down on a Sunday in the sunshine and a red light. I thought she was gonna say something about that couple kissing, crossing the street, something about this beautiful day. She just looked me in the eye, said it's over, didn't try to lie, pick a fight. Might have seen it coming that way. And a red light in the sunshine on a Sunday. Nothing to say, don't even try. Some are coming home, some are leaving town while my world's crashing down on a Sunday in the sunshine and a red light. Little mama coming down, little baby in the backseat. In front of me, there's an old man dressed in a Sunday best, just waiting on the rain, and I can't see getting past this red light in the sunshine on a Sunday. Nothing to say, don't even try. Some are coming home, some are leaving town while my world's crashing down on a Sunday in the sunshine and a red light. And a red light. And a red light.
Wow. That was awesome. Thank you for
Thanks,
that.
bud.
Hell yes.
Thanks,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Well, you got a goblet there. I've
I
got
do.
this.
I do. I do. It's a little different.
Yeah, I've got the country glass with some. I've been roséing all day in today, man.
Yeah,
You
I got
know,
some red wine in here right now. My girl's
and
into red wine, so
it's
I'm
a
just drinking
goblet.
whatever she's drinking.
I
It
love
is.
the
I was
goblet.
just in St. Martin like 6 months ago, and the only thing I bought on vacation was this little goblet. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So Jonathan Singleton, man, thank you so much for joining us tonight, man.
Thank you guys, man.
We could probably go hours doing this, man, because I'd love to hear you sing more. And
We'll do it again.
yeah, let's do it again, huh?
Love it. Love
Awesome,
to.
man. Well, hey, stay safe, and everyone will get through this. And good luck in the future. And I hope to talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, bud. Y'all
Bye,
have
brother.
fun.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you, brother.
See you, buddy.
Bye bye. All right, guys, how cool was that? Jonathan Singleton. Wow, man. If I could have known this years ago, that I would have heard Jonathan Singleton singing "Watching Airplanes," mind blown. So let's see. Next up, Shriver, where are you at, buddy? We've got Chris Harris coming on next,
I'm
guy.
hanging around back here.
Hey, there he is.
I'm hanging around.
All
right, you ready?
What do you guys think of Jonathan? You gotta give some thumbs up and some hearts, and let him know that you guys appreciated him being on here.
Yeah, he just rocked it, man. That sounded awesome. So, you ready for your next guest, man?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Throw Chris on. Let's.
All right, let's get him.
Say hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
Oh man, just hanging in there. How about yourself?
Welcome to the show. Hey, just hanging out, man. This is like 2 weeks being inside for us. So
Yeah, man. Let's put the social in social distancing.
That's right, man. So what you been up to during this time that not really leaving the house or doing anything too exciting?
Man, I've run out of things to clean and puzzles to build. It's about it, man. I'm out of guitar licks to come up with. I got nothing now. I'm just sitting around watching paint dry now.
Hell yeah! Actually, it's my birthday tomorrow, so my brother just Amazoned me a big thing of Legos. So I haven't done anything Legos in years. So he got this big spaceship. So I think that's going to take up some time here in the future.
Perfect, man. Perfect. I love Legos. Yeah,
yeah.
I order a remote control car. Like I've turned back to 12 years old. I don't know what the deal is.
That's awesome. It's actually my brother's birthday in a few days on the 8th. And my mom sent him a package in the mail, and it was a remote control car.
Well, there you go, man. That sounds like somebody knows how to give gifts.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The best gifts. So Chris Harris, man, it's kind of a big day for you, right?
It is, man. It's album release day.
Album release day. Hey, congratulations, by the way. I don't know if you have a drink or people at home do, but I'm gonna cheers to you, man. Because
I had one, but I finished it. But I'll knuckle up here.
Knucks up. So Ashley McBride's album came out. What's her sophomore album?
Yeah, sophomore album.
Okay.
She did an EP beforehand, but as far as major label releases, this is a sophomore record. Yeah.
Awesome. And I mean, a sophomore record is pretty important,
It is, especially she got a lot of notoriety off of the first record, so it's really important when that happens that you follow it up with something that's not subpar, But I'm a little close to it to give my judgment on it, but I'm really proud of the record. I feel like we complimented the record before, as well as advancing it and turning it into the new thing that it's become. There's been some band changes over the years since then, and I think this record is a really good thumbprint of kind of our identity now, and I'm really proud of it.
That's awesome. And now, I know you got the title track actually on the record.
Did, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I've known Ashley for 8 years, I think now, or something like that. And the first time I met her, we got set up to write together. So we've written together a bunch of times between then. And she called, and she had a free day and was trying to write for this new record. And she wanted to know if Blue Foley, who's my roommate, and myself would come to her house and write. So we did. We went and we wrote a couple of songs, just kind of, just the old-fashioned way. Just threw out an idea here. We wrote a couple of songs, and then I had some guitar tracks that our guitar and bass player had. It was just kind of basically like a track, but there's just guitar loops and a few melodic things here and there, and so we took that and started kind of making up lyrics to it, and the title "Never Will" came up. And so we kind of fought with that for a little while of, what does that mean? Is that something we should chase? And then the idea came up. It's like, we don't, we never will listen to the outside thing, and you get into that standard thing that people get into where you feel like you have to do this because this person did it, and you have to do this way. And really it's not science, man. It's music, and
Sure.
that was kind of the idea behind the whole song. Is like, this is why we do this, and this is why we're going to continue to do it this way, and nothing else is going to influence that.
That's awesome. Now, I'm sure there's other writers kind of on the record too, or is it just you guys? Is there a few more?
There's a few more. Ashley's the primary writer. She's got several different people that she writes with really often, and the cast on this record is really similar to the cast of the last record as far as writers. Okay. There's a couple of songs that have a new face on it, which those connections came with her success before. That opened doors for her to go into these other writers, and they're great writers for a reason. They have all these cuts for a reason. So why not use that resource, But she's the driving force. I mean, you can, in every one of them, knowing her personally, I can hear that every song on it is an Ashley McBride song first. It was written with her. She wasn't writing it with someone else, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So, I mean, before we started this podcast tonight, I was out kind of just doing some research and listening, and I looked you up. And to be so you're the guitar player, right, in Ashley's band?
I'm an acoustic. I play acoustic guitar and mandolin and sing harmonies. Matt Helmkamp is our lead guitar player.
Okay, nice. So I noticed when you do like songwriters nights in Nashville. I mean, I've heard you sing a few times, and dude, crazy awesome voice.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
When Aaron told me that you're going to be on, and learning that you were in Ashley's band, and I'm like, how is this guy not the lead of his own thing? Like I'm sure you're a killer harmony, too. So how does that work for you? Where you're this singer songwriter. I mean, you can play these different instruments, and I mean, you're playing in. I mean, it's your band, but how do you not have your own thing? Like that's,
man,
incredible.
A lot of it is just opportunity and being in the right place at the right time. And I've had opportunities before. I had a production agreement one time, and that's sometimes that's how things work here in Nashville. Like, people didn't see eye to eye here and there. Sure. So the next thing you know, it's been 2 years since we started making the record, and I don't even like it anymore. So, and those relationships kind of fizzled out, and I've been in and out. But I am working on a solo project now. And Ashley is 100% in support of that. She always has been. From the minute she hired me, she's like, I want you to know that you are an artist who just happens to be playing with another artist. I'm not and none of us are hired guns in that band. It's very, very cooperative. It's not a typical band situation where you're just a hired gun that plays for an artist. We're very much a band and involved with Ashley and included. So.
How long have you guys been together as a band?
With this band now, almost 2 years since and we've got the right people now. It's the right thing, and it's always been a good thing. But now we've had enough time as a unit that it's really settled into. This is what Dead Horse is, which Ashley's band name is Dead Horse. So this, we've really kind of developed the right chemistry and identity as a band, I think, at this point.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So the band's name is Dead Horse.
Right.
Aaron Shriver, the guy who runs this podcast,
Oh,
he was telling me that sometimes you do front that band.
yeah. Sometimes when we're off,
Yeah.
if we're in town, we're in Nashville, we've got a couple of places that we'll go play as Dead Horse. We'll do some of my originals and some covers and a few things here and there, mostly by the seat of our pants. We'll just go in and see what happens. It's more like just it's just like jogging. You don't want to just go back out to running when you've been off for 2 weeks. So
Right.
we try to do something to stretch our legs, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2 years in the band, Ashley's blowing up like crazy. How's it been going from some of those club shows to I saw her on stage with Eric Church. I didn't personally see it, but I've seen the videos, and then going to like playing these huge venues. What's that like for you personally to play in front of those crowds and kind of that experience?
Man, it's humbling. It really is humbling. I mean, when it took a long time, and I'm still not used to it by any means, but like the arena shows, it took a long time to even get through a sound check without just looking around being like, what the hell am I doing here?
Right.
And gotten a little better at it, but there's still a lot of moments where we'll pull in, or I'll get off the bus at a venue and I'm like, holy shit, we're playing here. This is crazy.
Wow.
I haven't gotten used to it yet, but it's been a good change. Catering tends to be a little better these days.
Gain a little weight while you're on the road.
Yeah, a little bit, man, a little bit.
That's awesome. So if we can we get you to play a song?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Now what would you play for us? Something of your own?
Yeah. I can imagine Aaron has a request. If he hasn't put it in, I'm pretty sure I know what it would be. So,
Aaron, let's do one from Aaron then.
I never looked the same in her eyes. She's so beautiful tonight. And it's been keeping me awake for weeks. How to tell about the future that I see. 'Cause tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart. Tell her we've gone as far as we can go. And it kills me 'cause I know it's gonna hurt her. It's my time to leave. She ain't done nothing wrong. She just ain't right for me. She deserves to find her happiness. And I only know one way to give her that. So tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart. I've never looked the same in her eyes. There's good in this goodbye. All that I can hope for is that someday she might see that she needs something better than the best that I can be. So tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart. Tell her we've gone as far as we can go. And it kills me 'cause I know it's gonna hurt her. It's my time to leave. She ain't done nothing wrong. She just ain't right for me. She deserves to find her happiness. And I only know one way to give her that. So tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart. Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart. Tell her we've gone as far as we can go. And it kills me 'cause I know it's gonna hurt her. It's my time to leave. But she ain't done nothing wrong. She just ain't right for me. I ought to wake her up right now and set her free. Oh, but this might be the last sweet dream she ever dreams of me. 'Cause tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart. Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart.
Damn.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you.
That was awesome, man. I got goosebumps. Like, no joke. That was killer.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I wrote that song with Blue Foley and Kaylin Garner and Jim Kaufman several years ago, and I got home from that write that day. And the only person at my house was my roommate's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, but girlfriend at the time. And I said, "Hey, can I play you this song? I think it's cool. I'm not sure. I'm kind of torn." She's like, "Yeah, play it for me." So I played it for her, and she cried. I openly sobbed, and she said, "That's the most awful thing I've ever heard in my life. Please play it again."
That's a good thing to say. That's awesome, man. Wow, what a compliment.
Yeah, I took it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, while you're playing, I see you have a sister, Carolyn Harris?
I do.
She's on. She's saying one proud sister, man. So that's cool to have her on here.
Oh yeah, they the family doesn't miss much.
So where are you from? Where's family from?
I'm from Eden, North Carolina, originally.
Carolina.
It's kind of about 30 minutes north of Greensboro, right on the Virginia line. A cute little town. My sister, she lives in Lexington, Kentucky now, or right outside of Lexington, Kentucky now. But yeah, I came out to Nashville in 2009, and I've been here ever since.
Wow. So 2009 to now.
Yeah.
Man, things have changed in Nashville since then, huh?
Oh man, so much, and I feel like the old man sometimes. You know, I'm talking to the guys in the band, which they're younger than me, and they came to town, a few years, 2 or 3 years after me or whatever, and I find myself all the time being like the old man. Well, back in the day, that was back before all the tourists,
Back
that
before
kind of
all the bachelorette parties. And,
yeah, that was it's changed a lot. Just the landscape has changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, you can leave town for the weekend and come back and not recognize anything here. It's just, it moves so fast. It's ridiculous.
It
But
does.
I love it.
I've got family that live down there, and I feel like every time I go down there, it makes me feel even worse because I should be getting down there more. But when I do come down there, I'm like, when the hell did this hotel get put up?
Yeah,
I
or
need to
these
get down here more.
condos. I used to write in a building that is now condos. So.
Even looking at like a lot of the Broadway bars, every bar's got a rooftop bar now.
Oh yeah,
and it's just.
And that's even spreading to Midtown. Even Midtown bars all have rooftops now. It's like if you don't have a rooftop, you're not one of the cool bars.
Yeah, right. So do you ever get down to Broadway or anywhere like that when you're down in Nashville? Is it more of like just a tourist thing, or?
It really is. It's more of a tourist thing. Like I said, I've been here since 2009. I've probably been to Broadway less than 15 times in that amount of time. It's, and I've got nothing against it. I've got a lot of friends that they make their living down there, and some that supplement their income there. And there's great musicians on Broadway. I'm not at all saying don't go to Broadway, especially if you're coming to visit Nashville. You should definitely go to Broadway.
Definitely.
But when you live here, it's like, Nah.
No,
Just
I understand. We actually our next guest coming on, Skyelor Anderson. He plays down on Broadway quite a bit, and actually I saw last time I was in Nashville. I saw him one of his shows there, and it was absolutely incredible.
oh
Like
yeah, man.
you can
And
still go to Broadway and see these guys that are just they're top notch still. You
well,
know?
yeah, and a lot of them are in major label acts and things. They go and play in Broadway. They play on Broadway when they're home. And man, that is one of the most respectable grinds you'll ever come across. Man, those guys that scratch out a living down there doing that is work. That's a job, and it is a respectable grind, man. It would take a better man than me.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys play like, they'll do the 1 4-hour set, then they'll go to another bar and do another 4-hour set, and like,
Yeah,
there's no breaks. That's what just
yeah.
it blows me away. Like the bass player in the band will sing, the guitar player will sing, and you're like, wait a minute, these guys could all be doing their own thing, but
Yeah.
they're all in a band together. So it's really cool to see.
I don't know where there's a place in the world with a higher concentration of talent as far as musical talent. It's just, I mean, the waitress at Waffle House is a better songwriter than you typically. That's
Right.
how that's such is life in this town. You just never know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we got enough time here for maybe a couple more songs, if you don't mind jamming a few more. I know all the listeners out here would love it.
I don't mind at all. I wrote this song also with Kaylin Garner and a guy named Barrett Baber, great singer from Arkansas. He was on The Voice a few years ago, but he cut this on his Room Full of Fighters record, and I loved his version. So it's one of my favorite songs that I've been a part of. I like to play it, so I'm going to play it. How many teardrops can a pillow hold? How long can my eyes raise a tide before the dam is broke? And how many rivers must I cry my way through before I'm over you? And how many sad songs does a jukebox know? Does he sing them all? 'Cause his heart is broke. Oh, I feel like he's a foresight of what I might turn into before I'm over you. How many paces can a floor stand? And how many ways can a door slam? Oh, if these walls can walk, well, I'm sure they leave me too before I'm over you. And how many times can I find a way to stay in the state and the shape I'm in? How many times must I wake up to find that it's starting all over again? How many teardrops can a pillow hold? I feel just like that jukebox. His heart is broke since these walls can't walk. They'll crumble like I do before I'm over you.
Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
that is incredible. I love
I
that.
appreciate it.
It's one of those songs where it's like right when you hear that little lick in the beginning, you kind of bite your lip and just kind of like get into it. You can feel it. You
It's
can
one of
feel
those
it.
stank face kind of things.
Yes, the stank face. I was trying to think of like a way to describe it. It's a stank face. One of those.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have one of those in your arsenal, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I actually, when I looked you up on YouTube, I saw you doing a version of that at one of the songwriter night. I believe that was one of the songs, and that's the first thing that happened. I was like, you know what? That was awesome. Just your voice and everything. That's like, yeah. So awesome. Nice work, man. Thanks for doing that.
Absolutely, man. Thanks.
When did you write that one?
That's been probably 4 years ago, maybe 5. Something like that. It's starting to run together at this point. I remember where I wrote it. I don't remember when.
Where were you when you wrote it?
I was at the publisher that I was writing for at the time had just gotten a new office. And so I, for the first time ever, had my own office. That's the first song I wrote in my own office.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We just had another special guest on here, Tanya Harris.
I believe that's my mom.
We got Mama on. Hey, Mama.
Hi, Mom.
We got a family affair, man. Anything I do and I see my mom there, man, it's always a good feeling. So, we're asking. I got a couple people on here asking for The Struggle.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. So again, this is good. This is the Kaylin Garner hour because I also wrote this with Kaylin Garner and Randall Clay. We were just talking about being a songwriter, and first of all, let me preface by saying I love being a songwriter, and I appreciate the struggle. This song is not me bitching about being a songwriter. It's just kind of shedding light because a lot of times, especially when I had a publishing deal and I was writing for a living, people would be like, "Oh man, that's great. That must be the easiest job in the world." Well, in a way, maybe because you just sit in a room and make things up, but you do it. It's not that simple. It's especially to do it in a way that to walk away really proud of it. And there's a lot more that goes into it because every songwriter that has a number one has 2,000 or 3,000 songs that you've never heard that are probably even better than that song. And that's kind of what this was trying to encompass. So. We wait all of our lives to wait tables and make just enough to stay and make sense. Picking up shifts and having to pick between making rent and making friends. There's no going back, and you ain't got the cash for the gas if you wanted to. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. We sweat over internal rhymes in the lines and the phrasing of made-up words, knowing that no one will notice but us, how we busted our butts on this verse. And a 10th of a cent for 10,000 spins, split 3 ways, sure ain't much. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. For everyone that gets a shot in the spotlight, there's 1,000 left out in the dark. And the only ones making any money are the pawn shops and the bars. I've Gotta remind myself sometimes that I'm here on my own free will. The dream is a dream, the struggle is real. I've been here long enough to see people blow up and give up and go home and come back. I had songs that were cut just in time to be cut from the record the day it was tracked. And during my tenure in town, this 10-year town's turned into 15. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. For everyone that gets a shot in the spotlight, there's 1,000 left out in the dark. And the only ones making any money are the pawn shops and the bars. I've gotta remind myself sometimes that I'm here on my own free will. The dream is a dream, the struggle is real. And ooh, they say that one is all it takes. But for everyone that gets a shot in the spotlight, there's 1,000 left out in the dark. And the only ones making any money are the pawn shops and the bars. I've gotta remind myself sometimes that I'm here on my own free will. The dream is a dream, the struggle is real. The dream is a dream, the struggle is real.
I can't believe I've never heard that song. That was incredible.
Thank you. I
Wow,
appreciate it.
especially just after we're talking about Broadway, and I mean that's
That was like a perfect segue.
That's incredible, man. The dream is a dream. The struggle is real. I mean, that's as real as it gets, man.
I mean, it's a true story. It's you got to want it to get it.
Yeah, very. That's incredible. So Jonathan Singleton was on just before you, and we were
Absolutely.
talking about some songwriting, and I made a comment saying, guys like you, and it wasn't like a derogatory. It was like guys like you, songwriters like you. I mean, are the absolute heartbeat of Nashville. These guys, most of these guys wouldn't be what they are without you guys. So, kudos to you and guys like you, because you're what's making it happen. So thank you, and
Thank you.
incredible voice, incredible playing, incredible talking to you, and we appreciate you being on this podcast.
Oh
And,
man, I appreciate you having me on, man. It's been a pleasure.
for sure, man. I wish you the best also, and stay safe out there. And then when you guys are back up and touring, I hope you guys have the time of your life, man. Because
I'll never take it for granted again.
For sure. All right, y'all. Chris Harris, thanks for hanging out with us. You guys give him some likes, some love here on the page, and we'll see you again soon, brother. All right.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Whew. Guys, Chris Harris, Jonathan Singleton, and one night. This is incredible. I can't believe this is happening. All right. Shriver, are you there, my friend?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm kind of blown away on all this.
Me too, man. This is incredible. These two of the best guys you could have had on. I'm really.
But our third one's gonna kill it, man.
I'm really looking forward to number 3, man, because
he's gonna kill it. I'm telling you.
It's a lot. I mean, I don't know for you guys out there if you've heard of Skyelor Anderson or not, but he's a great performer, great singer, great overall musician. And here he is. What's up, Skyelor? How you doing?
I was gonna stick him in on you.
I'm just kissing your ass right now. How you doing?
So if you guys don't know, this is Skyelor Anderson. I'll give him the quick intro, and then we're going to turn it over to him and Trevor. But I ran into him, or kind of found out about him through Jonathan Singleton. I went and saw him a couple years ago out in Jackson, Tennessee, and Skyelor opened up, and I was completely just blown away by this guy's music. And I went to dig into more and found out that him and Jonathan co-wrote a lot together. And I got to see one of his Broadway shows, and when he started doing a reggae version of Church, I think I kind of really got connected with the guy. And he had a really cool bass player and guitar player at the time too, that I knew from previous bands and whatnot. So it was kind of a small world how it all came together, but the guy blew me away, so I had to bring him on tonight. So I'll turn it back over to you guys, and have fun, man.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it, man. Skyelor, so what are you up to, man? Uh-oh, I can't hear him. One sec. Let's see if we can get this thing to work. Okay, I think we're on now. Are you there?
We good?
There we are. What's up, man?
Yeah, so speaking of Coton Park, I'm at his house now. We came over here earlier and we did a live video, and I went back home to take a nap and cooked some food and came over here and met my drummer and Coton. Coton's my bass player. Oh, well, used to be my bass player. He plays for Hunter Hayes now. We used to play for Hunter Hayes. So.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, man. Hey, that Chris Harris guy. Oh, my gosh.
Insane, right?
Oh, my. I'm not going to talk about the Jonathan Singleton guy, but I'm talking about Chris Harris.
Yeah, that blew me away, man.
The struggle is real. That I was sitting here watching that. That made me tear up. That's a true story. The struggle is real, man.
Man, I can't imagine like even writing that song, being like, we just wrote a banger right here because this thing is like all truth.
It's cool. It's crazy because in the music business, it works in different places, different ways. Where you can write. I mean, I've been writing with Josh Miller a lot, and I think we've written some hits. And it's like, man, look. You can write some of the best songs, and it can sit forever. But that songs like that need to be heard. And
Absolutely.
The way he gave respect to the musicians who play on Broadway, that means
absolutely.
That means a lot. Seriously, that we work our ass off, and anybody that think it's easy can definitely,
I mean, anyone that's been down to Nashville can tell if they stay at a bar long enough that.
Oh, yeah.
There's no breaks. There's no. I mean, it's set after set, song after song, and it's just for tips. I mean, for tips, it's. I mean, all the gratitude in the world for you guys for doing that, man.
Thank you, man. You gotta love what you do. I tell everybody that I go around with, if you don't love what you do, it's you're not having fun. And so every night I make sure that me and my boys hit the stage that we're actually having fun. If we're not having fun, there's no point of us in doing what we love, because if you don't love it, well, So we don't work a day in our lives, We can do 8 shows in 6 days. Let's roll. We can do it. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. So when I first talked to Shriver, not first talked to him. When I talked to him, I was going down to Nashville to visit my family down there, and he was like, "Hey, if you can make time, hit up Broadway because this guy Skyelor Anderson is probably playing today." And I didn't know where you were playing, what time you were playing, but my girlfriend and I, we were like, you know what? We're gonna go down. We're going to stay all day and hang out. We're going to look for this guy. So he told me that you did a version of, I think, Hometown.
Yeah, it was
Hometown Springsteen.
Yeah, well, we started off. I'm a huge Early Church fan, so we start the song off Springsteen, and then we go into "Give Me Back My Hometown," and then we make it a little reggae. I call it taking them on vacation.
I like it.
So we take them on vacation, we bring them back in. So it's something. I'm gonna tell you this: the last band I've had for the last few years, we've never had a rehearsal. Everything we do, and all the same guys who play with me, we make it up on stage. Everything is made it up on stage. We make it up, and if we like it, we keep going with it.
So you made that little medley with just on the spot. That's insane, dude.
Everything we do, we keep. If we like it, we keep it. It's like Tennessee whiskey. We go into I've tried Jack, I've tried Jim, I've tried all of his friends. I can't. We made it up on stage one night, and we just go with it. And the cool thing about playing Nashville is you're not playing in front of the same crowd every night. You're playing, so every night is a different reaction. It's like, holy shit, So yeah, so we got a lot of different melodies we do. It's just we feel it. It's nothing rehearsed. It's nothing like we think about, we just go straight into it. It's like taking you to church,
Yeah, for sure.
Take you to church a little bit and we come back.
Yeah, actually, the moment I got into the bar, we walked in and I heard Springsteen, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah, some Eric Church!" And I walked in and I saw it was you, and I was like, "Did I just walk in during the medley that Shriver told me
That's the
about?"
perfect time to walk in, right?
It was the perfect time. It was the first floor of Honky Tonk Central,
Yeah.
and you guys were killing it. And so my girlfriend and I were bouncing around from bar to bar, and we get to this place, and we ended up staying basically your whole set because it's one thing for one of us to like music at a bar. It's another thing for us both to just sit there and be like, dude, this guy's the shit, man.
Oh, that
This
means a lot.
band's awesome.
Oh,
So
thanks.
yeah, it was incredible, man. So it was really cool. Let me break it down for people that don't know you. Skyelor Anderson, man, where are you from?
I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, but I say I was raised in South Haven, Mississippi. South Haven kind of changed my life, so definitely, I love South Haven, Mississippi. It's my definitely hometown. To me, I think that's my hometown, but it's right next to Memphis, so it's not far. Yeah.
Yeah. What age did you move to Nashville?
Well, I started playing here. Believe it or not, I started playing here probably when I was early 17, just on and off. Not even like I was just sitting in playing like songwriters round or something like that, or just sitting in. But I wasn't old enough to get in the bars, so I still would come here and party. And with my friends, Tyler Holmes and all my guys, we used to come here and party underage, which is crazy. Prentice Alley was our spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, we used to come here underage and party, man. And I finally got in, and man, it was just, it's amazing. I always want to get in. I book all my shows. I do everything myself. I'm basically my own boss and manager. So, and I was trying to get in Nashville just to play here for a while, and I finally got in with Tootsie's. That's how everybody get their foot in the door, kind of.
Sure.
But Tootsie's, Honky Tonk Central Rippies, and got in with those guys, and the new bars started coming, and people started offering me a little more, and I just started, So it just, when I came to Nashville, it was great, but it was kind of upsetting, to be honest, because you can go to one floor and you can hear this song, and you go to the next floor and you hear this song,
Yeah.
which it's not bad, but if everybody's singing it the same, I'm not that type of guy. I'm like, I want to stand there and feel something when I walk in.
Absolutely.
But it upset me. So my thing was, if I'm going to play on Nashville Broadway, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to not sound like everybody else. I'm going to make sure that I have my own unique style. And so when I came here, I got shown a lot of love. I really did, and I can't say anything else about Nashville. It's Charles Kelly came out with a song called "Never Leaving Nashville," and I think and one of my favorite songs. I love singing that song.
Me too. Yeah.
So yeah, I came to Nashville, and that was it. Took off kind of, sort of.
Man, well, it's cool that you do your own thing to these songs, because like if you watch any of these reality shows or the singing competition shows, that's one thing they really hammer on is everyone sounds this certain way, make it your own.
Yeah, Well, I was on the first season of X Factor, and
I was going to ask you about that, man.
Now I was 16, man, and I didn't know anything about music. Yeah, I'm 25 now.
Yeah.
So when I was 16, I didn't know anything about music. I did my high school, South Haven High, had a thing called South Haven Idol. So I went on there and I did it, and I ended up winning the whole damn thing. I ended up winning the whole senior position. And like 2 weeks later, I wake up and I'm coming out the bathroom, brushing my teeth. And Mom was like, "You want to go in the X Factor?" I'm like, "What is that?" Brushing my teeth. 3 in the morning,
Sure.
you're talking about X Factor, and I was like, she said, "Sam McCallister coming to the U.S." And so I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." I'm just going to my bedroom. I'm getting ready for school. And we did it, man. And I can't believe I made it that far. I still, to be honest with you, I don't know that much about music. I just know my style of it.
Sure.
Just me. I couldn't tell you. I can tell you probably 5 chords on the guitar.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
But I just make it whatever I feel. I don't try to be like anybody else. I don't try to sound like anybody else. That show taught me a lot about all music. So that was really cool.
I did see that I watched your audition, and what'd you do? Must be doing something right.
Yeah. A woman is a mystery.
Dude, and then the music stops on top of that.
And I think that's staged. That wasn't staged. That really happened, guys.
I was gonna ask you that because you're sitting there and you're like, so for those of you who don't know or haven't seen it, go to YouTube or anything like that and look up Skyler's audition to X Factor, and while he's singing, the music goes out right in the beginning. Can you tell us what happened? Like that's
the first, I don't know, 60 seconds or something. It just goes out, and I look back, you can catch my reaction. And everybody's like, was that staged? There's a lot of stuff that's staged on these
sure.
shows. It really is. And but that was one of them that wasn't. I didn't know what to do. I just literally kept singing. I didn't know. I mean, me and my mom traveled all the way to Chicago, so I wasn't gonna go there for nothing.
Wow.
And I've always been a class clown, so I'm like, hey, this is gonna either freaking work or it's
Yep.
not, you know. And if it doesn't, I'm not mad at it because I didn't ask to be signed up for this. So it does either
Well,
way,
yeah.
it doesn't matter. So and it worked, and it ended up getting me to the top 8 out of 254,000 people.
Wow.
I don't know how, and I still tell people this to this day that I didn't choose music. You know, I want to be a principal or a preacher, to be honest. But music chose me, and once I found out that I really want to do this, I stuck with it, and with the help of great people like Colton Parker and Jonathan Singleton and Josh Miller and all these people in our corner, and a blessing. I never take it for granted. If you see me on stage, you would probably hear me say thank you and I love you, and you probably see me praise God more and dance more than anything, you know, because I don't know how the hell I'm here, you know, and every day I wake up, I'm like, I'm blessed. Like how do I have a 6 string in my hand every night? How do I own like 8 guitars? How is that possible?
Amazing, man. And you can see that preacher in you too. I mean, you may not have became a preacher, but that's one thing I told my girlfriend when we were standing there. I'm like, I even said that. I'm like, man, he's got that like preacher vibe to him, man. He just like commands the room and just like everyone's listening, you know?
Well, my thing is and everybody calls it a show, you know, to me it's not a show. I don't plan to go on stage and be like, hey man, I'm gonna give the best show I can. When I get on stage, it's the same every single night. I have my whiskey, I have my beer, and when I get on stage, once I start, you know, that first chord to that first build up we do, it's just like this is my territory now. This is how I know I can get these people attention.
Sure.
And even if I don't have the whole crowd attention, if I can spot out that one person that's nodding their head, that's all I need to make me go into a whole different zone right there. Because the lights to me, and you know, my wife will tell you, know, it's my sacred place. It's my only place to go and, you know, get all of my depression out, get all of my everything out. You know, that's my only spotlight right there, is just to make people. I know they're going to hear me. I know they're going to see me when I get on stage. You know, and I know that for a fact they're listening.
Yeah,
they're listening to me because they probably never seen a 25-year-old black guy do this. So
and up there killing
have to listen.
Not just doing it, but like laying waste to everyone else that's doing it out there. I mean, it's incredible, man. So I've been cheersing everyone, so I know I can't get to you, man. But Skyler, cheers, man.
I'm sponsored by Bud Light, so I can show this on you.
I'm sponsored by whatever's in this little goblet here. Well, man, if you don't mind, can you play us a little something?
Yeah, are we doing all originals or what we doing?
We can do whatever you want, man. We can do a cover, original, anything you want.
Let's do this original. It's called Wherever You Are.
Okay.
So I'm an Eric Church fan. I took the Eric Church chords to Carolina, and I'm just gonna do this. Girl, you brighten up my world. Someday I hope to make you my girl. You're everything I need, and somehow you understand me. And I wanna hold you close and never ever wanna let you go. Oh no. So why don't you stay here a while? Maybe wait for the sun to go down and turn the radio on. Oh, we can just talk to each other and maybe just kiss one another and sing our own love song. But girl, don't you go too far. I wanna be wherever you are. Yeah, yeah. Girl, without you, I'm nothing. I have to drown my soul in whiskey to be something. You mean the world to me, and we were meant to be together. So why don't you stay a while? Maybe wait for the sun to go down and turn the radio on. Oh, but we can just talk to each other and maybe just kiss one another and sing our own love song. Girl, don't you go too far. I wanna be wherever you are. Whoa, yeah, yeah, girl. So why don't you stay a while? Maybe wait for the sun to go down and turn the Merle Haggard on. Oh, we can just talk to each other and maybe just kiss one another, and we can sing our own love song. Girl, don't you go too far. I want you right here close to my heart. I want to be wherever you are. Oh, yeah. I want to be wherever you are. Oh, stay a while.
Nice, man. Nice.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
Oh, appreciate that. I wrote that song.
Yeah, hell yeah. Did you write that on your own? Do you have co-writers on that?
Yeah, I wrote that on my own a few years ago. I haven't seen that in forever. I just pulled it out of my ass, and I'll be honest with you.
That was awesome, man.
Thanks, man.
Be wherever you are. Do you have a recording of that at all? Is that on any kind of?
I'm coming out with a brand new EP. It's been years. Jonathan wrote 2 songs on it. Sitting in the Driveway. Street That I Grew Up On, and Mixtape. And I got 3 original of my own songs on it that I'll sing for y'all tonight also. But
Nice.
Yeah, that's not out yet. That's just one of the songs I just had in mind first. So.
No, that was killer, man. So, wait, did you say that's going to be on the EP?
That one won't. That one.
Okay. Well, shit, man. I think you should do a recording of that one and send that out too. That was a damn good song, man.
I don't know if I got that recorded or not. I have to ask Coat on that one, but I wrote that a while back. So.
Is it easy when you take so you're a big Eric Church fan, right?
Oh, yes.
I've got my mug here. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, hell yeah. We are not worthy.
Yeah.
So is it? I mean, Carolina is one of my favorite songs. So when you hear that, you play it on the guitar. You're like, wait a minute. I can come up with some of my own lyrics or mix something up. How does that work for you?
When I did that song, Caroline is on the 5th, and it's the same. There's a cabin in the valley.
Yeah.
So I was like, and one day I just like, without you, I'm nothing. And I was like, oh shit, okay, let's just go with that. So.
That's cool. That's cool that you say too that.
You know what? Out of all the songs I've written, that's probably my only song that kind of sound like another song. But I did start writing a song the other day called Allentown because I go to Belize and play at Losers a lot.
Oh yeah.
So we've been there probably 10 times now. So I wrote a song called Allentown, which it kind of sounds like we went out last night. One thing, sorry.
Oh yeah. Kenny Chesney.
So that'll be my second song. I'm like, okay, I just take some tunes and like just switch them up a little bit.
Spin them up.
Yeah.
Spin them the Skyelor way.
Yeah, do something.
Hell yeah. Can you do another an original? I mean, I'm
man.
loving this, and I know you guys out there in Facebook land, and if you guys give them some love, give some hearts and some likes because this guy's killing it.
You guys are awesome. This is a sad song, so I'm gonna make you guys cry a little bit. All right, now this is one of my favorite songs I've ever written. This will be on a new EP. This is called I Would, and we all wish we can go back and change things in our life. And it's just a few things I wish I could go back and change. It's called I Would. Has it ever crossed your mind to go back in time and change some things if you could? You know I would. Yeah, I would. Like that time that girl left my side because of my foolish pride, or the time I shook my best friend's hand and knowing I was lying to him. Yeah, I would. If you could turn back the hand of time, change that last memory in your mind, have a last beer with your friend, not knowing if you may see him again. Instead of kicking that guy's ass, but talking all that trash, would you have walked away to be a bigger man? Only if you could. You know I would. Yeah, I would. Would you have told your dad how much you loved him while taking his last breath? Only if you could. You damn right I would. True story. At that time I missed my brother, called my phone 2 hours later, he was gone. For the time I told that girl I loved her, knowing I didn't care, but only if I could. You damn right I would. If you could turn back the hand of time, change that last memory in your mind, have a last beer with your friend, not knowing if you may see him again. Instead of kicking that guy's ass, but talking all that trash, would you have walked away to be a bigger man? Only if you could. You damn right I would. You damn right I would. Yeah, we all have those days that we go through that phase, wondering if something could have been changed. You could turn back the hands of time, change that last memory in your mind. Have a last beer with your friend, not knowing if you may see him again. Instead of kicking that guy's ass, or talking all that trash, would you have walked away to be a bigger man? Only if you could. You know I would. Oh, 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 you never right out. Oh, yeah. You never right out. Oh, yeah. If I could just turn back the hands of time. You damn right I would. There we go.
Woo!
You
Nicely
guys are
done.
awesome, man. Cheers. Thank you guys.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
I know you guys got a lot of people to get to. I'm just going to do my couple of songs, man. You guys, that was fun, though.
Hell yeah, man. I could listen to you all night, man. Just like we did in Nashville.
Well, you guys got to get back to Nashville when this all is over with and come out and check out the show. Thank you to Aaron. Thank you, Trevor. Man, I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Skyler, man. Thank you. Would you like to do another one before we
Yeah, we can. We can.
If you don't
Can I
mind.
get another beer real fast?
What's that?
Another beer real fast?
Absolutely, man.
I like that.
We can pause for the cause. You guys, thanks again for hanging out with us tonight. Man, what a cool night to have these three guys on. I don't think you can get better than this right now. So thanks for chiming in with all the messages. I see him over here. Says one more song. We're going to try to get him to do one more here. I think a beer will help out. But again, guys, thanks again for hanging out with us. Let's see. I can't wait to go back and listen to this all over again. So if you guys could listen to a cover for Skyler doing a cover, what would it be? Send them in the chat and let's see what we got here. Because I know Aaron wants to hear some maybe some of that reggae homeboy hometown.
There we go.
Absolutely, Stephanie. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. All right, we're back. We're back with a beer.
Here we go. My mouth is getting dry. I'm sorry.
No worries, man. No worries.
What you guys want to hear, man? You want to do? This is awesome. Let's do what is Rally Green?
All right.
It's my fourth time doing this song, so if I mess up, y'all forgive me. Which girls you love never gave back diamond rings? I wish every porch had a swing. Which kids still learn to say, sir and ma'am, how to shake her hand. Wish every state had a Birmingham. I wish everybody knew all the words mama tried. I wish Monday mornings felt just like Friday nights. I wish even cars had truck beds and every road was named Copperhead. And coolers never run out of cold Bud Light. I wish high school home teams had never lost. Back roads drinking kids never got caught. I wish the price of gas was low, cotton was high. I wish honky tonks didn't have no closing time. I wish grandpas never died. Oh, I wish Sunday on the creek bank would never end. Wish I could learn and drive again. Wish the first time 17 she was my everything kiss on the Chevrolet. What happened every day. I wish everybody overseas was gonna make it home. I wish Joe Diffie please still played on country radio. And I wish even cars had trumpets, and every road was named Copperhead, and coolers never run out of Cobra Light. I wish high school home teams had never lost, back roads drinking kids never got caught. I wish the price of gas was low and cotton was high. I wish honky tonks didn't have no closing time. And I wish grandpas never died. Ooh, grandpas never died. I wish good old dogs never got brand old. I wish phones never got sold. I wish even cars had truck beds, and every road was named Copperhead, and coolers never run out of cold moonshine. I wish high school home teams had never lost, back roads drinking kids never got caught. I wish the price of gas was low, cotton was high. I wish honky tonks didn't have no closing time. Yeah, I wish honky tonks didn't have no closing time. I wish grandpas never died. Grandpas never died. Ooh, grandpas never died. Grandpas never died. And the crowd goes wild.
The crowd goes wild. Dude, that was amazing, man.
Thank
Awesome
you.
version of that.
Thank you. I just learned that song. It's one of my favorite songs. I never got a chance to meet my grandpas, so it's like just one of those things. Like wish I could have. So, and I'm one of those guys where I don't learn all the new songs as soon as they come out. I give it a break because especially with Luke Combs. Luke Combs coming back out, but this that, and I'm like I can't learn.
Fire.
I love it. It's great. I'm like, but I'm one of those guys that I'm like, song got to be out for like 2 months for me to like at least try to learn it because everybody's doing it. I'm like I don't want to be the guy. I'm still the guy in the background singing. I'm the guy. I'm still the guy on Broadway that sings. You won't take a dime if we ain't earned it. The way. I'm still that guy singing those 2000 songs.
Those are good songs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Those are great songs. I always said too, like when the first time I heard that Riley Green song, man, if you don't tear up the first time you hear that song, you have no soul.
I did it. I learned it. My buddy Nick Alligood, we was playing at Jason Aldean's one day, and I never heard it. I don't listen to a lot of new country that's out. I listen to a lot of gospel and stuff. So it takes me a lot to listen to country radio, really, to be honest.
Sure.
I heard it and I was like, man, I got to learn that song. And it's been like 2.5, 3 months. And I'm like, okay, I'm on quarantine, so why not?
Go through all the records
and that first lick.
I know.
And it's like, oh no.
Yeah. Hell yeah. No, that's awesome, man. What let's say you're playing a Broadway tonight. What's a song that everyone is just like nonstop? I want to hear this stuff. Like, is there something like current that people are just like going crazy over?
Oh man.
I mean, if you play it or not, I'm just asking. What song is everyone like ranting around?
Everybody's going to man. To be honest with you, is Luke Combs is killing the game.
Yeah.
Everything he puts out is going to be a hit, no matter what. He can put out shit. To be honest with you,
Right.
and it's going to be a hit.
Sing the phone book.
Yeah, it's like so. To me, any Luke Combs song is gonna be a hit. You can sing. The slow songs, the fast songs. My favorite Luke Combs song is I owe you a beer. I think that's a good song.
Definitely.
I think that's a good one. But yeah, any Luke Combs songs, they get wild on Broadway. You play some Luke Combs, it's like holy shit.
Yeah, all them drunk people
Yeah,
on Broadway.
The bridesmaids.
So speaking of Broadway, real quick, I know at the bottom of the screen we've got I think some PayPal or Venmo information for you. So also accepting some tips here, just like we do on Broadway, right?
Yeah, if you guys want to, please feel free, man. We don't. I mean,
Absolutely.
thank God I'm married now, so my wife taught me how to have a savings account and a business account. I got a baby due in 2 months, so we're not hurting much yet. But if you guys want a tip, it's perfectly
Hey,
fine.
man, yeah, won't turn money away, that's for sure.
Yeah, like we're not telling you not to, but yeah, that's Skyelor Anderson, Venmo, Skyelor Anderson Cash App.
That's awesome.
It's just some good stuff. Like I went live today with Jacob Lutz and Colton Park, and we made some extra money. Just everybody put some food on their tables. Everybody have families, and anybody
Sure.
that plays on Broadway now is like really hurting since we found out it's going to be an extra, week or two.
Who knows how long? Yeah, man. Hopefully it's not more than that.
I went to Broadway the other night to pick up something, and man, it was the scariest feeling.
Yeah.
In my life, it was so dead. So it was so dead. And we walked around. And I was like, I've never seen this in my life. I've never seen Broadway so dead. Even on the slow months, even on that December through February, it's like I've never seen it that dead. So
yeah, it's a scary thing, man.
It's very scary to see it that quiet, to see it that eerie, like on Broadway. It's like what the flying.
What are all these bachelorette parties gonna do?
I know, right? They're like hanging in their hotel room. I can't blame it on the musician tonight. Oh my God. They play Wagon Wheel? Well, no, you can listen to Wagon Wheel on your phone.
There you go. So no Wagon Wheel tonight. I get it.
Yeah, there's no other word for you.
He's like, I get to take a break from it for a night.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, can you do any of that church medley, or is that like a full band thing?
Yeah, man, let's do that.
I saw a couple of people on here after we were talking about it. We're like, man, we really want to hear that. So
let's go to church a little bit. Let's do
hell yeah.
You spend my nights out in a barroom. Liquor was the only love I've known. Yeah. But she rescued me, reaching for the bottle, and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet strawberry wine. I got family coming in. Here we go. You're as warm as glass brandy, girl. Honey, I stay stoned. This was not playing on your love all the time. look for love in no same old places. Found the bottom of the bottles, always try. When you poured out your heart, girl, I didn't waste it, no. Because there's nothing like your love that gets me high and you're smooth. It's Tennessee whiskey, yeah, come on. You're as sweet strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass Jack Daniels, girl. Yeah, honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Smooth girl, it's Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey girl. Yeah, Tennessee whiskey girl. Let's say it with church, come on. I've tried Jack, I've tried Jim, I've tried all of his friends, and I can't drink you away, girl. Hell, I can't drink you away, girl. Yeah, I can't drink you away, girl. I've tried Jack, I've tried Jim, I've tried all of his friends, and I can't drink you away, girl. Hell, I can't drink you away, girl. Hey, hey. Smooth girl. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey girl. On my Jack Daniels number 7 Tennessee whiskey girl. Oh. I've tried Jack, I've tried Jim, I've tried all of his friends. I can't drink you away, girl. I can't drink you away, girl. Hey, Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey, oh my. Tennessee whiskey, oh my. You're as smooth. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey, oh my. My Tennessee whiskey.
Damn, boys. Damn, boy.
That wasn't planned.
Yo, shout out to those two. Who are those guys behind you? Say it again.
Colton Parker was my bass player. He's still my bass player. My big brother. He's the one who taught me a lot about the music business. And Chris Dickerson is my drummer now. So,
man, shout out to those boys. Nice
I
harmony.
plays for Hunter Hayes now. So,
oh, nice. Dude, that was killer, man.
I didn't expect that. I didn't know what was going on.
Hey, you know what? Your band always has your back, man.
They do. They must have heard me out there.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for doing that.
Man, thank you. That was really cool. I haven't done it in like 3 weeks. So
yeah, right. Well, you got a bunch of people on here saying great job, man. So that was.
Oh, thank y'all so much.
That was killer. Like I told Jonathan and Chris, man, I'm sure we could do this all night, kicking it with you and having drinks with you and listening to you sing, man, because you're one of those guys that you don't get sick of your voice, you know? And it's
you don't, I don't.
No, man, it's great, and I thank you again for coming on the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, and
thank y'all for keeping the music alive. You guys don't get a lot of respect, and us musicians, we're trying to do what you guys who's helping the musicians out. and actually going out of your way and actually trying to get these musicians live and get them going and get them some money in their pocket or get them some exposure really means a lot. So you guys don't get a lot of respect. So thank you guys.
Thank you, man. Thank you, and thanks to Aaron too, man. Aaron's
Yeah,
like,
Aaron is the dog. He has to get me a part of the church choir there. I have opened up for a lot of people and met a lot of great people. I gotta get to meet my idol. And my wife is
get you in there.
my wife is saying I'm going to boo hoo the whole time, which I probably will boo hoo the whole time.
so who's your idol?
Every church, yeah, of
I
course.
met him one time, man, and it was one of the best moments of my life.
The reason I stayed in the music business, I took a year off the music business when I was like 18, just to figure out this is what I want to do. But the only reason I stayed in the music business, every church came out with Drink a Little Drink, Smoke a Little Smoke. That whole album of The Chief right there is just, that was it for me. That was like, I have to do this. And I saw him back in my hometown, South Haven, Mississippi, at I can't think of the place. They just renamed it to Lander Center now.
At the DeSoto Civic Center.
He called it DeSoto Civic Center, right?
Yeah.
Jason Aldean and music wasn't still. I still haven't even tried out for X Factor or did the South Haven Idol. I saw him there. I was probably just turning 16, maybe, before I went on X Factor, before I did anything. And he opened up for Jason Aldean and Love and Theft opened up for Jason Aldean, and then he was next. And Eric Church came on stage and told my buddy, I said, that's what I want to do. That's exactly how I want to do it, how I want to read the crowd, how I want to be into the crowd, how I want to give back. And ever since then, I followed that. So Eric Church is definitely my idol. I'm sure, you know.
That's awesome, man. That's good to hear too, because I mean, there's a lot of church choir on here right now in the feed. So I know that they got mad respect for you too, brother.
Thank you guys, man.
Oh yeah. Well, if you want to end it off there, Shriver, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, you and I can wrap things up. I mean, Skyler, thanks so much for joining us, dude. I know you and I have a date coming up in May, so we're gonna have you back on the show, and you and I are gonna sit down and talk for a little bit, and that's gonna be fun. So I can't wait. Thanks for joining us tonight, man, and we'll keep in touch, and we'll talk soon, dude.
Yeah, we'll see you down in Nashville, bro.
You guys be safe.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Thank y'all.
Dude, that was fun, huh?
Man.
I've had fun back here, drinking some water and pressing some buttons.
Drinking some water, yeah, me too.
No, seriously, this is only water. I got my awesome pitcher. Drinking all my water like I do. So
I'll tell you what, man, this has been a really good night, and I thank you.
Well, thanks, man, for hanging out. Yeah, I wanted you to hang out and I wanted you to get to know these guys and whatnot, and I figured it'd be good to have you kind of driving the ship tonight. So and kind of put a little thing different. I mean, I got Tuesday nights, so I wanted to do something a little different.
No, it's nice, man.
I didn't want to host 2 nights in a week, so I wanted to switch it up.
For sure. I was saying earlier, working at the Rave in Milwaukee, doing interviews. I mean, it was so cool to be able to talk to these guys and really, instead of on a fan level, to be able to talk to them on a different platform, you know, rather than seeing someone at a show and be like, hey, man, you're really good. Thanks for doing what you do, to being able to ask some questions. And well,
it was awesome because Chris knew exactly right away what song I wanted to hear. So he nailed it. That's what you're saying. It's hard to pick a favorite tonight, man. They all sounded so damn good. Every one of them had a good song. Or many good songs.
Yeah, it was. I think the 3 of those guys. I mean, Skyler's new in the business. You know, I think he's got a long road ahead of him of success, and I think Chris and Jonathan are just going to be continued on their path, man. Because listen to them, jeez.
Jonathan's just nonstop in here, man. Because it's cool. Because like Skyler was talking about. Like Luke Combs, I mean, a lot of Luke Combs songs have came from Jonathan. A lot of Skyelor Anderson songs have came from Jonathan. A lot of Tucker Beathard's EP came from Jonathan. A lot of people don't know, but I got Fight Like Hell tattooed on me. That's a Jonathan Singleton song.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, him and Tucker wrote it together. So there's a lot of Jonathan Singleton songs out there, man. And he just talked about writing with Ray Vulture now, and maybe he finally has his first ever church cut. You never know.
Dude, I could have spent the next 2 hours talking to him about him going up to those mountains and writing with those guys. Like,
yeah, that might be happening very soon.
Yeah, right. Right.
Oh
man, that would have been a cool conversation.
But yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna wrap things up tonight, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Cody, it was a hell of a night, man. Cheers, guys. Corey, same thing, dude. It was a fun night. And Trevor, man, you kicked ass. Thank you so much. I was able to sit back and be a fan tonight and just press buttons and watch everything. So it was really cool.
Yeah,
so
man,
nice save on that one, though, too. Dude, when you disconnected that one time, I think when Skyelor was playing, like you came in right at the last second, dude. I was like,
you guys didn't see that. Like halfway through Skyler's second original, my feed cut out and I was freaking out. I'm sitting here messaging Shriver on my phone. I'm like, dude, I'm not here. I don't see myself. And then all of a sudden it goes going live, 3, 2, 1, as he's hitting his last note. And I was like, whew, thank God.
Veronica, I don't what? I'm sorry, I must have missed out. I'm trying to follow the chat. What did I say? Joel's watching from Canada. Joel, you gotta give me that info for your thing you got going on right now so I could talk about it this Tuesday coming up.
Thank you, Joel.
So, but yeah, thanks for everything. And she got some cool stuff going on right now too. So yeah, but thank you guys again for tuning in and joining us tonight. I'll be back Tuesday night with really cool guests, Deb and Greg White from the church choir. They'll be hanging out with me. And who knows, maybe next Friday we'll bring Trevor back and do this again ourselves if we're still in quarantine.
Yeah, I'm down anytime, man. I'm down. I'd love to do this, man. You know, I love it. And
we'll find 2 other songwriters. Maybe we'll do some like late night songwriter stuff on Friday night. So because this is the time when people will be in the bars or be on Broadway.
Right.
So, but definitely would love to bring in some of my old friends are down in Nashville, or even some old people that used to live in the area that might have moved down to Nashville too. I know Evan Lee is down there, and he has some amazing songs. I'd love for him to come on and share.
Please get Evan on. Please get Evan on.
Yeah, so I'd love to bring him on. I'm still working on a couple other buddies, so come on. But maybe we'll do this again next Friday. We'll see.
Okay. Well, I'll be here. I'm not going nowhere. So,
man. Well,
thanks for tuning in too, guys, and thanks for giving Aaron all the love and support on this podcast, because you know it takes a lot for something like this to get off the ground, and he's got a really good fan base. So you guys keep giving him some love, and he can keep doing this thing that he loves to do. So
appreciate it, man. I'm having a blast. So all right, we'll see y'all Tuesday night. Have a safe weekend. Be safe. Be healthy. Stay good. Hell yeah, man. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
All right.
The Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Schreiber is brought to you by Arlo Revolution. As we close the book on another chapter, remember, music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, life to everything. Next week, Aaron connects more melodies and memories with other fans and the artists they love. Thanks for being a part of this musical journey, and we'll see you next time on the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Schreiber.